Now you say the Most High gave His word to everybody, right?
That bond is you living out right now. That bond is why you at the bus stop right now.
You understand? The scripture says, any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. They think the law is a small thing.
Separate, man. We are separate from these other nations, man. That's right.
I'm Captain LeBron. Those who like school, you can't be commanders on your hunt. Fighting all black Native Indians out to the 5th annual Fire Weekend.
Shalom, Israel. Come to the Fire Weekend, man, in Chicago. Midwest Fire Weekend. You know how we get down. July 21st to the 24th, we're going to be in Chicago.
Under the Midwest Mosque in itself, captain of 13,000 North
July 21st, we got 12 children of Muhammad with the scripture breakdown class, followed by Captain Tadariyat and Captain Katazal with Cross the Line Radio.
You know what I'm saying? We got the Bantu Festival coming back. We got the election coming. We're going to kick off the election with Captain Ash, Captain Kadaza, and Kazak Yad. It's going to be called Before Columbus Came.
On the 24th of July, we're going to be doing the Black and Brown Unity Cookout. Shalom, Israel, to all my blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. From July 21st through the 24th, we're going to be holding the Midwest Fire Weekend. On July 21st, we hold a scripture breakdown with none other than 12 Shield General Muhammad from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., followed by Cross the Line Radio. On July 22nd, we're going to be having camp on the Magnificent Mile from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And guess what? Commanding General Yohana will be speaking at 3 p.m. We're going to be located at 401 North Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. After that, we're going to have the Before Columbus Came lecture from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. located on 9909 Roosevelt Road, Suite 100. On July 23rd, you can catch us at the Bantu Festival from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to be located at 1130 Midway Place Science Park, Chicago, Illinois. And then last but not least, we're going to be having the Black and Brown Unity Cookout from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. located at Douglas Park, 1200 West 12th Place. For more information, call 708-299-5821. Again, 708-299-5821. Also, if you would like to help out and support this troop and brotherhood, go to the Midwest Fire Weekend Black and Brown GoFundMe account and make a generous donation.
All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, I'm this and that for life. I'm always for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Yo, Mother Rock. Here go a flash for you, my nigga.
Big Freezer, Big FTA.
Mark Short. 144 the road. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I'll tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive us for forbidden. Remain in them trenches. trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business, this loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fail. They said there'll be many mansions, I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair, they hunt you like Van Pelt. But ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest, you won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand, just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, then it's death do us part. So how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people go disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, that's all I don't. It's a photo, salute my nigga, salute my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she leave me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, now.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move it coach. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo stop it. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo stop it. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. So they like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, chemo sabe, got this bitch off the hand. Got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, this is salt. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move it coach shit. Hey! One way! One way! One way! One way! One way! Coming up on my
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling, see? You locked up, fucked up, righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on by the boss.
I'm good. Shalom, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to my brothers, and Shalom, Yahweh, Shema Alatan Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, to my sisters. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, way back in 1969. And today, under Commandant General Yohana, we go throughout the earth, teaching the truth of the Bible and rescuing our people wherever they are. And over here in North America, in the Western Hemisphere, in the United States of America, we teach the truth out of the Bible to who? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And that truth is that blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans are in fact the lost children of Israel. And when you understand what that means, you'll bring it on back home and we can get on with Yahweh Shai returning and putting this world in its proper order. I'm priest and officer of 50, Mashah out of Detroit camp, sitting in for officer 5000, that mighty man Hadar Yala, who's the camp leader over Northwest Ohio, Toledo, Cleveland, all of those are under his jurisdiction, his purview, you see. And I'm sitting in for him. Today is, in fact, the law class. It's Wednesday, and on Wednesday we teach the law. And what we always try to do, if I could, is show you, so-called black man, so-called Hispanic man, so-called Native American man and women, what we try to show you is yourself in the Bible today. Show you yourself in the Bible today. And since this is the law class, we have to ask ourselves what's going on today that might be affected by the law. Today is June 15th, 2022. So what's going on? What's really going on is that in a few days, since it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this coming Sunday, what's going to be celebrated all in America? Do you know what's going to be celebrated in America this Sunday? What you got, young man? Father's Day. Father's Day is about to be celebrated. And it's probably the most quiet or the quietest holiday celebrated here in New Babylon, you see, in New Egypt. Salakia for that. But it's probably the most quietest day. It goes by with no fanfare. They're not going to have any parades downtown or anything like that. But Father's Day will be celebrated. Father's Day will be celebrated. And the question is, should Israelites, anytime we look at any holiday in any country where you find Israelites, right? You should ask yourself, should Israelites celebrate that holiday? Do Israelites have any business celebrating Father's Day? If yes, what's the proof? If no, what's the proof? And it's just that simple. We deal in simple logic. And we ask that question today as Father's Day approaches. And my answer would be no. All right? No. The question is, what is Father's Day? We gonna go online here, and we're gonna bring you some stuff up, and the brother's gonna read the articles. The first article is gonna be get that Father's Day article for me. Look up top, and it should have all blue. And no, I want you to go down to where I had it, and it connects Father's Day with the summer solstice. Just scroll down. Keep going, quickly. Keep going. You got a long ways to go. And it's going to say Father's Day, summer solstice in blue in the same paragraph. You see it? Every blue paragraph you get to, you want to stop and see if Father's Day and summer solstice is in that same paragraph. Is that all right? Read what you got.
Father's Day traditions. Some pagans suggest that Father's Day.
Read. You're reading the right place.
Some pagans suggest that Father's Day is closely linked to the pagan sun worship because the sun is thought to be the father of the universe.
Hold up. This is a young brother. This brother gonna be general one day, but he's a young brother coming in here, and we're gonna show him how to read. Start from the top.
Father's Day traditions. Some pagans suggest that Father's Day is closely linked to the pagan sun worship because the sun is thought to be the father of the universe.
Okay, you see right there that there are pagans who believe that Father's Day is closely linked to sun worship. You understand? It's closely linked to sun worship. Keep reading.
And the celebration of dads fall closely to the summer
Solstice. Right, okay. And say that again, read it one more time.
The celebration of dads falls closely to the summer solstice.
The celebration of daddies fall closely to the summer solstice. They link Father's Day with the summer solstice. Get me the next story. I'm going to put this together for you, then we're going to go to the Bible. Go to that next story up there. There you go. What you got? What's the title of that one? Litha, L-I-T-H-A?
The origins and practices of Litha.
Oh. Read.
Litha is a pagan holiday.
Litha is a pagan holiday. I want y'all to listen close now. Read.
One of their 8 Sabbaths during the year. Litha, also known as midsummer, occurs on the summer solstice.
On the summer's what?
Solstice.
Occurs. Litha is a holiday of pagans. It occurs on the summer solstice. You understand? Now remember, we just read that Father's Day is closely associated with the summer solstice. So we just gonna drop it that even though we don't hear a whole lot about Father's Day, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, Father's Day is probably one of the most effeminate holidays you can celebrate. I'm gonna tell you shortly in a minute. Everybody think it's all masculine. It's not. It's not. For a long time in the Western Hemisphere, they only celebrated what? Mother's Day. But then after a few beta males, effeminate men began to complain, in this hemisphere, in America, they came up with Father's Day. Go ahead and read what you got.
Want me to start
from the top?
Litha is a pagan holiday.
Litha is a pagan holiday.
One of their 8 Sabbaths during the year. Litha, also known as midsummer, occurs on the summer solstice.
Midsummer is the summer solstice. Now let me explain some things to y'all that you may or may not understand. This year, the summer solstice occurs on June 22nd. the actual day of the summer solstice is the longest day as far as daylight hours for that year. This is 2022. On June 22nd, 2022, you will have more daylight hours, minutes, and seconds than any other time of the year. Okay. This has been calculated for thousands of years, except for the pagans used it for their own purposes. And we're going to get into that, and we're going to show you what the Bible has to say when it comes to that. Go ahead and read.
The traditions of Litha appear to be borrowed from many cultures.
The traditions of Litha is borrowed from many cultures. Read.
Most ancient cultures celebrated the summer solstice in some way. The Celts celebrated Litha with hilltop bonfires and dancing.
All right, look at that. What did it say? With hilltop what?
Bonfires and dancing.
Okay, hilltop bonfires and dancing. We're saying Litha. We don't want you to be confused. This is the celebration of the summer solstice. Get me the next article. Okay, this is what I want you to do here. I want you to scroll all the way up top. All the way to the top first. Right there. What we got there? Read that for me.
The true history of Moloch.
The true history of Moloch. In the Bible, you see his name is Molech. Keep reading.
The ancient god of child sacrifice.
The ancient what?
The ancient god of child sacrifice.
We finna get deep, Israel. We finna get deep. We gonna get deep right here. The summer solstice, right? Then we came to Litha. Well, first we started with Father's Day, June 19th this year. It's closely related to the summer solstice. Then we got the summer solstice. Then we jump over to Litha. Now we're looking at Moloch, known in the Bible as Molech. Start reading the article.
Child sacrifice is non-existent today, hopefully, but that hasn't always been the case.
Hold up, let me stop. Go to the top of that article again. Start at the beginning of the article.
Child sacrifice is non-existent today.
Now, what I want you to know is that is a goddamn lie. You understand? That is a lie. Child sacrifice is alive and well in 2022. I'm going to show you. All right? Read the article.
Hopefully, but that hasn't always been the case. In ancient times, it was commonly associated with people hoping for greater fertility.
What? Hoping for what?
For greater fertility.
Hoping for what?
Greater fertility.
I don't know if you've been keeping up with the times and following the census and all that, but do you know Edomites have more people dying than they have born? In other words, they got an inverse birth rate. They have less children born than there are old people dying or people dying, period. So they're getting smaller. That means, guess what? They're not having enough babies. The fertility rate directly refers back to what? How many babies are born in conjunction with how many people there are and how many people are dying. That's your fertility rate. How many babies are born alive? In America, you can look it up. In America, Edomites have an inverse or a negative fertility rate. Read that again from the top.
Child sacrifice is non-existent today, hopefully, but that hasn't always been the case. In ancient times, it was commonly associated with people hoping for greater fertility.
Fertility is baby rates. Read.
For either a person or the land, but one cult stands out from the rest. The cult of Moloch.
The cult of who?
Moloch.
Spell it.
M-O-L-O-C-H.
Keep reading.
The Kenegg god of child sacrifice. The cult of Moloch, who is also called Molech.
Called what?
Molech.
Read. Spell it.
M-O-L-E-C-H.
The cult of Molech. All right. Read.
It's said to have boiled children alive in the the body of a man and the head of a bull.
The body of a what?
A body of a man
And the head of a what?
bull.
The head of a bull. Read.
Offerings, at least according to the Hebrew Bible.
According to what?
The Hebrew Bible.
Now look at here. Look at here, Israel. This is not our, we don't, that the website the brother reading from, these are heathens. These are heathens that put that up. They say according to the who, what Bible?
The Hebrew Bible.
They say according to the Hebrew Bible, this is where they're getting the information from. Start at the top of that section right there. Read again.
The coat of Moloch.
The coat of Moloch,
Who is also called Molech.
also known as Molech,
Is said to have boiled children alive in the bowels of a big bronze statue with the body of a man and the head of a bull.
they say they boiled children alive in a big bronze statue that had the body of a man and the head of a bull. Now, let's go back to where we started. Father's Day is associated with what? The summer solstice. The summer solstice is associated with Molech. You see that? So, if we really look at this and put it together, just this, we haven't gone to the Bible yet, okay? We haven't gone to the Bible yet. Just with their information, this information online, the brother's reading from articles he's finding online. You can go find it yourself, you see. Father's Day, it's celebrated, but no fanfare. No fanfare. And I'm going to tell you something. It's this stuff that Egypt, Babylon throw at us while we in our captivity, most often the most devastating portion of what they throw at us comes with no fanfare. You see that? You all know Christmas, and you know we raise big hell by Christmas. You see that? You all know Christmas, and we raise big hell about Christmas. You know about the 4th of July. You know about Mother's Day. You know about Valentine's Day. You see what I'm saying? Remus and Romulus, who was raised by a she-wolf. You see what I'm saying? You know about all types of holidays. You even know about St. Patrick's Day and the leprechaun and the shamrock and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You know about all of that. But Father's Day is such a quiet holiday among the heathen. It's so quiet that what do fathers get for Father's Day? They get ties, they get tools, they get, they might get a pair of socks. Compared to Mother's Day, what mama gonna get? Mama get dinner and a damn floor show in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Mama gonna get everything. And guess what happened? Even the heathens whined and cried and bitched and moaned until they got a Father's Day. And that's so effeminate. Because look what Father's Day is all about. When you connect it to the summer solstice, not the winter solstice, let's don't get them mixed up. But when you connect it to the summer solstice, you find yourself getting connected to Molech. Molech, same fake ass God, okay? You find yourself through Father's Day connected to Molech. And what was Molech all about? The brother just read in the articles that Molech was a god that had half his body was the body of a man, but his head was that of a bull. Now I'm gonna have him go back and read some stuff. Go back in that article you had, and let's see if it had anything to do with child sacrifice.
The one called Moloch.
Yep. We're going to look for child sacrifice in any of those. Scroll down till you come to a video. Scroll down till you come to a video. I want to show y'all something. It's gonna look real weird when you get to the video. There you go, right there. All right, make sure that the folks can see that. Okay, and then go over there and push play. This is Hollywood's version of what's going on with Molech. Just take a look at this. Y'all look at this. Got the crazy white man with his hands up in the air and all that, right? See all the people mulling around and all that. What the hell going on here? Uh-oh. There it is. Body of a man, head of a bull. Look, his stomach opens. And that's like fire look like, don't it? And that crazy just put a baby up on that thing. Now it closes and drops the baby down into the fire. I don't know if y'all watching this, but if you look down at the base to the bottom right, there's a fella down there with a bunch of little children, with a few more little children. They getting ready to go into the same fire. This is what Molech is all about. I could be wrong. All right, you can cut that. You can clip that. That's enough of that. That's enough of that craziness. That's Hollywood's version. That was Hollywood's version of what went on with Molech. Now, how close is Hollywood to what the Bible says? That has to be my question. So what we want to do is we want to go to the scriptures. The first scripture we want to pull is Deuteronomy 18:10. This is what Father's Day is associated with right here, quietly. And you see it's so gruesome, right? You see it's so gruesome that you really don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm sure that repulsed you, made you back the hell up, and all that good stuff. You see what I'm saying? I'm sure that made you look. You saw them put them babies, the damn statue stomach open. You can see the fire in the background. And they laid the baby on the scalding hot stomach that opened up, and then they closed the stomach and put the baby down in the scalding hot fire. The children passing through the fire unto Molech. You're going to hear about that into the scriptures. And this is what we are talking about. Make sure they can see me right quick. So what we want to do, we already talked about Father's Day. We already talked about Father's Day. We got Father's Day linked to the what? Summer solstice. We got the summer solstice linked to who? Molech. And now we got the summer solstice linked to Molech. We want to jump to the Bible, because it seems Father's Day, right? It seems Father's Day, believe it or not, is about children going through the fire of Molech. And the scriptures, I ain't gonna even count them. I bet you it's over 10. You can find over 10 scriptures talking about the fires of Molech. I'm gonna get on out the way. Preaching officer Adar is here. Shalom, Israel.
Clap it up for that brother. He's bringing out some heavy stuff. Let me see if I can find this information, because what you was bringing out was something that I brought out before. Let me see something real quick, because it was it's a book called Two Babylons on the ISUPK website, and they have that book right there. That book is it got the damn origin of every false god almost in that book, that come from Rome all the way from Babylon and Assyria and Egypt. Let me see if I got that book in my phone. If I don't got it, then Give me 1 second. Go. Where did you leave off of, Masha?
I hadn't gotten to the scriptures yet, but I got to Molech. And Molech was the God the children were sacrificed to. There's a scripture. I got
What you about to do?
right there. I was running to him during the work. What I was going to is showing how celebrating Father's Day increases how we worship Molech today. And the way we worship Molech today is through abortions. Because of Father's Day and being so effeminate, it's an effeminate holiday, right? They'll do anything just to get that woman to pay some attention, even sacrifice their own children. They'll kill their own children.
Who coming to get you, Cap? Just pull them stories up that you had before so he can read them.
Same stories? Oh,
Yeah, pull the Molech up. Pull Molech up. Did y'all get into Molech? Or did y'all was already reading about him?
We was reading about him. You can pick it.
Yeah, just pick up where you left off at.
The religion of the Canaanites was a hodgepodge of ancient Semitic faiths practiced by the people of the Levant region from at least the early Bronze Age. The cult of Moloch was still active into the first few centuries of the Common Era. Moloch's name derives from the Hebrew word milk, or MLK, which usually stands for Malik or king, as this is vocalized as Molech in the Masoretic text, the authoritative text for Rabbinic Judaism. The pronunciation has become its traditional name. The Masoretic text dates to the Middle Ages, but references to a Moloch appear in ancient Greek translations of Old Judaic texts as well.
When Molech did what in ancient Greek?
The Masoretic text dates to the Middle Ages, but references to a Moloch appear in ancient Greek translations of Old Judaic texts as well.
So Moloch, hold on, say that one more time because I can't hear clearly what you're saying. Say it slowly. Read it so everybody can hear what you're saying because you're reading kind of fast to me right now.
The Masoretic text dates to the Middle Ages, but references to a Moloch appear in ancient Greek translations of Old Judaic texts as well.
All right, so the Masoretic text, let me get, because I need to see that. I'm about to tap into that computer. Let me see. You said it's a weird sentence. Yeah, that's because it's like a compound sentence almost. It says the Masoretic text dates to the Middle Ages, meaning that's what they're saying, but references to Moloch appear in ancient Greek translations. Now that lets you know it's even older than ancient Greek, because ancient Greek translations, meaning it was translated to Greek from something else. So Moloch, the god Moloch, is older than ancient Greece, meaning it comes from who did Greece copy their stuff from? They copied their stuff from Assyria and Babylon and Egypt. All of the stuff that Greece followed come from Egypt and Babylonian customs and Assyrian customs, because we was in Assyrian captivity last before we went into Greece. We was in Assyria. I don't want to get that confused, but they definitely copying their stuff from Babylon and Egypt. So it says ancient Greek translations of old Judaic text. So they copying their stuff from the Jews. Is the Egyptian, they copying their stuff from Jews that probably wasn't following the law or something like that. You see what I'm saying? And then it says the distinction dates back to the Second Temple period between 516 BC, 516 years before Christ, and 70 CE. I don't know what the hell CE mean. Common era? What is that? Is that after BC?
70 CE is the same year that Jerusalem was surrounded.
All right, CE is when, all right, yeah, that's common era. That means, it was somewhere, yeah, it was after BC, after Christ's death. All right?
70 CE and 70 AD is the same thing.
It's the same damn thing. All right? When the temple of Jerusalem stood prior to its destruction by the Romans, which that's the same thing Messiah is talking about. The destruction of the Jerusalem temples by the Romans that was following us and chasing us up out of Rome into West Africa and other places. Keep going. Molech, go to the next one.
Moloch's and
Anthropomorphized.
Molech's anthropomorphized bull figure was typically pictured in rabbinic Judaic texts as a bronze statue internally heated by a fire.
So hold on. Molech's anthropomorphized bull figure was typically pictured in a rabbinic. What is a rabbinic? Rabbinic is talking about these rabbis.
Rabbi Israelite text in the Israelite text.
Some type of rabbi, Israelite, Judaic text as a bronze statue, which meaning it's already wrong right here. It don't matter. It could be a real heathen. From my understanding of looking at this, it could be a real heathen or a actual Jew that at the end of the day, they still following the wrong customs because they following worshiping statues. So this is something not to follow, but go ahead.
It was inside this construct that priests or parents placed their children to be consumed by the fire as a sacrificial offering.
Now they put their children in this damn bronze statue to be sacrificed as a sacrificial offering. That sounds like some crap that a damn Jewish man would do, a fake Jew. That sounds like something he would do. I don't think a Judite, even in his wickedness, would set a damn kid on fire.
Well, so like you said, go to the scriptures, it was us. Jews in Israel who sacrificed under Molech.
Go ahead. Yeah, we sacrifice under Molech. Go ahead. Keep going. What you got?
Anthropomorphized, basically like idol worshiping or idolizing.
Look up the word anthropomorphized. Highlight that word and look it up. No, you can highlight it on the computer and it will say go to Google. Yeah. Let's get the definition of that. What do it say? Anthropomorphized. That's really like a type of structure.
It says the attribute human characteristics or behavior to a god, animal, or object.
A god, what?
Animal or object.
Did you read that in the microphone? Say it again.
Attribute human characteristics or behavior to a god, animal, or object.
A god, animal, or an object. So they putting human characteristics inside of an animal or animalistic characteristics inside of a human and creating a statue of it. That's where you get this Motaro from Mortal Kombat. That's where you get him from. A man's body on top of a horse. This man that you're talking about, Moloch, is a man, a bull's head on top of a man's body. All right, go ahead. This is where you get this type of crap from.
Ancient Greek and Roman authors wrote tales of this practice.
They wrote tales of this practice, meaning they got stories and myths. And what do you do with tales? You teach your children that for generations and generations, and then you end up creating a real false god that somebody worships, because the more time goes by, the more you idolize this person as if it was something real. If you was to make a tale about somebody with 3 arms that we just seen coming up the street, they'd be like, man, you talking about that dude. And then it wouldn't be no tale. But if 50 years go by and you write a story about some man that walked past us with 3 arms, he'll be a god. He won't be just some man that everybody was making fun of. He'll be a god. And all your kids will be worshiping him, and then God will put you to death. Go ahead.
With the earliest being stories of child sacrifices to Baal or Master.
Baal, is that B-A-A-L? Yeah, Baal. Go ahead.
To Baal.
Read it again.
With the earliest being stories of child sacrifices to Baal or Master. Hammond and Carthage, he was their chief god.
Hammond and Carthage. Hammond, that sounds like that guy that got himself killed off in Greece by the Jews in the. Is that same man, Hammond? Remember that, Masha? You know who I'm talking about? Is that him? That's him. All right, go ahead.
He was their chief god, responsible for the weather and fertile agriculture. In the Bible, children were sacrificed in a Tophet, a shrine reserved for children's sacrifice, outside of Jerusalem to Moloch's satisfaction.
Hold on. Say that again. In the Bible, children were sacrificed in a Tophet, a shrine reserved for child sacrifice outside of Jerusalem to Moloch's satisfaction. So, to Molech's satisfaction, they sacrificed these children outside of Jerusalem in this structure, in this damn bronze statue.
This is what Father's Day got from.
And this is where Father's Day come from. And not only that, it's a lot of stuff that arrived from Baal and Moloch. Go ahead.
While certainly well documented in religious texts, the historical and archaeological communities still debate Moloch's identity and just how active its cult was.
All right, they still debate his identity. Molech, damn near some nations refer to Molech as Nimrod. Parts of his characteristics, parts of Nimrod's characteristics is embedded in the story of Moloch. You know, so a lot of that stuff comes from him. A lot of these false gods come from Nimrod. All right. What scripture did y'all leave off on? We're gonna get into a couple scriptures.
The first one right there.
Oh, the Deuteronomy? Go to Deuteronomy 18 and 10. I got some history on this, but matter of fact, Masha, see if you could get that history book up. It's a book of history books inside of that computer. One of them is called Two Babylons. Or The Two Babylons. It's a folder on the front of the screen. You got to go to the desktop. You searching through there gonna be hard. If you just drop that whole screen down and get the desktop, It's a big, no, exit, cancel that.